Welcome back to the Marketing 101 for Small Business Owners podcast. I'm your host, Philippa Channer, and today we're diving into the world of content marketing with a focus on growth strategies. Now, in our last episode, we discussed creating a content strategy that resonates with your audience. Now it's time to explore how to leverage content marketing to fuel your business growth. I'm really excited about this topic, to be honest. Content marketing has been the core of my offerings and my services for the past few years, and I'm constantly looking for ways to better help my clients manage their content strategies. So these conversations, it's a great refresh for me, and it's a way to get some valuable insights out to you. So let's get started with today's message. Now, when it comes to leveraging your content for growth, the first place to start with is maximizing your content for your audience growth. Audience growth is important. We want more people to be engaged with, learning from, and converting from our content on a regular basis. Connecting with our audience is important. First thing we want to talk about is maximizing our content and how we can go about doing it. Content as a growth driver, what does that mean? So content marketing has the power to fuel audience growth when it's effectively executing. When you are consistently delivering valuable content that resonates with your target audience, you're going to attract and retain a loyal following. And you're going to eventually expand your reach organically, which is so awesome. What we really want is to grow that audience that is cheering us on. When we're helping our audience to the point where they really want us to succeed as well, that's so important. And that's where word of mouth referrals come into place. And that's when you know your business is really in a good place. And this happens when you really know your audience and you're providing content that directly resonates with the problems and the challenges that they're facing. You want to be using content as a growth driver, providing solutions to them, building that trust. You also want to identify growth opportunities within your market. You can do this when you conduct some thorough audience research. You want to be able to understand the needs, the preferences, and the pain points of your audience segment, and you want to tailor your content strategy to address those effectively. You have several options when it comes to how to conduct this research. There are firms out there that you can pay, which is the most effective way and will get you the best results, but it can be costly. Or you can simply just poll your previous and current clients for their feedback, or poll your existing audience, regardless if they've purchased it from you or not, and get their feedback in terms of what their big problems or concerns are. You want to make sure that you are establishing some well thought out questions that get you the information you need, and distribute the survey or the questionnaire often until you get the number of results that you need to gain the insights necessary to really have a good understanding of what your audience is going through. And then you can start creating some good content they really need. And the next step is scaling your content production. You need to look at how you can begin to increase the amount of content you're putting out there for your audience. As your audience grows, so should your content production capabilities. Implementing systems and workflows to streamline content creation and your distribution process is really going to help. This could involve, leveraging automation tools. You could outsource certain tasks, maybe get a virtual assistant, or you can start collaborating with other content creators that can help get the job done. That's a great way to build relationships and connections with other people in your industry and not rely on just your own expertise and thoughts, which is really helpful. The next thing we want to talk about is driving business growth through content. Now that we've talked about your audience growth, now let's shift to how your content strategy can drive business growth. The first thing is how we can generate leads and get some conversions going. Content marketing plays a pivotal role in driving lead generation and conversion. It really does. When you have some good content out there, that could be the motivation, the turning point for when somebody decides to buy with you. You want to be creating content assets that provide value to your audience while subtly guiding them through the buyer's journey and getting them closer to that sale. You can do this through, gated content, lead magnets, and some other really persuasive and well thought out call to actions. Once we do that, we need to focus on building brand authority and trust. That is so important and aligns closely with your business growth. Brand authority and trust really, again, can be so influential to when somebody want to buy from you. People don't want to buy from people they don't know, like, and trust. So when you are consistently producing high quality content, you're providing informative content that establishes your brand as authority within your industry, you're helping your brand grow. This builds trust with your audience and makes them more likely to engage with your brand and ultimately, again, converting them into loyal customers. The next step is fostering community engagement. You want to be sure that you engage with your audience beyond the transactional interactions. You can do this by fostering a sense of community around your brand. Encourage some of your users to create user-generated content, facilitate some of the discussions that are happening, and actively respond to comments and feedback. If needed, you have a dedicated time on your calendar for conducting some social engagement. It's almost like if you are one of those business owners that are so busy that you're just posting content on social media, but not actually engaging. It's like you're walking into a networking event and then just screaming at the top of your lungs, "This is who I am. This is what I do. Buy from me," and then leaving the room. And then being upset when nobody's buying from you or engaging with you. It's like, you've got to make the effort to go into the room, make those conversations, introduce yourself, learn from other people, let them do the talking, support them in their business growth. And that can be just saying congratulations, that can just be support, but that's how you show up online as well. You don't want to just be concerned about your message. Connect with others, and the more you do that, the more you're building a community and they're knowing, liking, and trust you. So that is key. And I've mentioned dedicate time on your calendar for social engagement because it does take time. We're busy. We have so much going on as solopreneurs, as business owners, entrepreneurs. There's so many levels of our business that we're trying to focus on at the same time. So if you don't put this on your calendar and make it a priority, it is one of those things that is just going to slip through the cracks. If you are really hoping for some business growth based on your social engagement, then you need to show up. All right, this is going to help build that community audience that you're looking for, and a thriving community really strengthens brand loyalty and advocacy. So make that a priority. I'm going to wrap up today's message by restating the importance of measuring and optimizing your content for growth. We touched on these same points last week, but they're so important enough to bring them to your attention again. In order to experience growth, you have to know when you're growing. And you can't do that if you're not measuring your progress and iterating your content regularly to facilitate that growth. So the first thing, again, is tracking your KPIs, your key performance indicators. You want to define and track relevant KPIs to measure the effectiveness of your content marketing efforts. These are going to be based on your specific goals that you have for your company. These may include metrics such as website traffic, engagement rates, conversion rates, and customer acquisition cost. Regularly analyzing your KPI data to identify areas for an improvement is really going to pay off for you tremendously. Next, we want to optimize content performance. You're going to use data-driven insights to optimize content performance and maximize growth opportunities that are there. Experiment with different content formats. You want to experiment with different channels, and you want to experiment with your messaging. All of those can play a big part in your strategy, and you can see what's resonating best with your audience and make any changes if needed. Consistently, you're constantly looking for ways to iterate and refine your approach based on your performance. And then the last is, the iteration. Iteration for continuous growth. Content marketing is an ongoing process of experimentation and iteration. It's never ends. So stay agile and adaptable in response to the changing market dynamics, your audience preferences, and the industry trends. And you want to embrace a growth mindset and continuously seek out new opportunities to expand your audience and drive some business growth. You have to keep your finger on the pulse and know what's going on. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that content marketing isn't just about creating the content. It's about using this content strategically to fuel business growth. By maximizing content for audience growth, by driving business growth through valuable content, and continuously measuring and optimizing for success, you can unlock the full potential of content marketing in your business for your business. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I really hope you got some insights from today's message. Until next time, this is Philippa Channer signing off. Please stay inspired, stay creative, keep growing your business through the power of content marketing. And I will have another message next week about SEO and content optimization. So be sure to come back for that conversation as well. Until then, you guys have a great week, and I'll see you then.